Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova and I am so happy to see you today. I hope that you are having a great day. I hope that you had a great weekend and that you guys are all doing well and taking care of the best that you can. I hope that you are excited for day 11 of our 25 days of Christmas, which is today. If you haven't been here for the other 25 days of Christmas, welcome. Welcome to my cozy little corner of YouTube. I hope you find this to be the comfiest, coziest corner of YouTube and that you feel right at home and like this is somewhere you can come and relax and let your worries fall off of your shoulders and just take a deep breath and relax. I really recommend just stopping right now, just stopping what you're doing and taking a deep breath, maybe closing your eyes, just centering yourself for a minute. You would be surprised how much that can help. I recommend if you don't do that, just do that throughout the day, especially if you're feeling really overwhelmed. It's something that I highly recommend doing from personal experience, that it helps me a lot. But if you're not new here and you've been here for our other days of Christmas, or maybe you're catching up on them still, welcome back, my Nomi. I'm so happy that you're here. You guys would have seen me yesterday being very under the weather. I am still under the weather. I'm not sure if you can tell by the way that I sound. I am trying my best because I really want these to be good videos. I was very excited for these. So I am taking a moment to compose myself and come together to do these videos, even if I am sick, because they mean a lot to me and they mean a lot to you guys, and I want to spend them with you. Don't worry though. I know some of you guys were like, don't push yourself, don't worry about making content, all that stuff, take it easy and heal up and, get better. I am taking it easy apart from doing my videos. I'm not in here working on stuff and preparing things, and I'm not doing any tutorials right now or anything like that. That type of stuff, if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen, but being here and hanging out with you guys and, having our positive little place that we can come together and, be happy and, I don't know, decompress for a little bit, that's really important to me, and I think that's what matters. So I'm making sure that I'm still able to do that by taking it easy in other departments. But I have been working on some crochet stuff that you guys will see sometime coming up in the near future. I'm not sure if it'll be within the 25 days of Christmas or not. It isn't Christmas related crochet, so I'm not going to mention it right now. But sometime soon, possibly even next week. Who knows? Who knows? Possibly even this week. Who knows? I don't know. Everything is up in the air right now. Anyway, on to our 24 cups of cheer. So we are right now doing a 24 cup or 24 day advent calendar where we get to open up a window and see what our drink is going to be for the day. We are on to day 11 of 24 cups of cheer. So are you guys excited to see what we've got in store for today? I'm gonna open this bad boy up. We are on a stocking, so we're seeing what's inside the stocking today. And what have we got? I see McCafe and some sort of red font. Can you guys make that out? Premium roast. 100% Arabica coffee. All right. At the moment, with being sick, I am not drinking coffee. I had coffee yesterday, attempted to have coffee yesterday. I drank half of that and then gave it to my hubby because it turns out the acidity of coffee right now, it's not the way to go. It's not the way to go right now. So I am strictly drinking tea for the current moment, but I will happily put this in my little spinny thing that I keep all my K-cups in, and I will happily work my way through these, and it'll be very fun because I'm going to have different flavors. Well, not different flavors necessarily. They're not flavored coffees, but did I show you this? Different, I don't know, what would you call these? Mixes or blends of coffee? And somebody actually said that the McCafe Colombian was their favorite, their favorite coffee in general. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to be a little bit more open-minded, that I might find new favorites amongst the unflavored coffees too. Okay, So before we jump into our ornament, I wanted to show you guys my coloring book. I had gotten these gel pens from Temu, and I told you guys I would update you on how they worked. And I haven't made a video about that yet, so I just thought I would pop that in and show you guys a little bit of Christmas coloring that I've done. I just gotta find the page. There we go. Okay. So this is done with those Temu gel pens. See if I can figure out the best way to bring this in for you guys. And they're so shiny and so pretty. They're so pigmented. I really, really love them. There's a really good angle of like what the colors look like without the shine. And I'm doing like blues and purples kind of theme on this page. This background right here is colored pencil, but everything else is done in gel pen, including the silver. So all of that is gel pen. So I highly recommend those. They were very nice. They're like, they're called like neon colors. And I did look on Temu earlier today and they're still on there. So I got the 12 pack, I think, but they have up to like 100 packs. So okay guys, so today's ornament craft that I wanted to share my idea with you is that it would be for these, well, it could be for any ornament bulb, but I was specifically thinking of these ones with the really small openings up top because these ones don't seem as like crochet friendly or fiber arts friendly. Like for example, I also got some of these ones that have like the big bottoms that open on them and stuff like that. So you can fit something larger inside of them. Say you make something that you want to put inside of an ornament. But these ones with the small openings on top, I feel like they're a little bit less obvious of like what you could do with them. But also they're more common. Like these are the ornaments that you see or that you have around, like laying around to craft with, that you may be like wondering what you can do with them. So what I was thinking was that this could be a good project for scraps, for scrap yarn. So I don't know about you guys. I actually save all of my yarn scraps. So I have like lots of little bits and bobs like this. And what I do is I go through them eventually when I'm feeling like sitting down and going through them, which sometimes it actually is fun to go sit down and like sort through them. Especially if like I feel like playing with yarn but not necessarily feel like crocheting in that moment or like focusing on what I'm doing. I'll just go and dump this out, and then what I do is I go through and I divide them by size. So anything that's like got a little bit of a significant length to it can be tied together for doing like a magic yarn cake. So for example, this one right here is long enough. This is my opinion, of course. This one right here, in my opinion, is long enough to do a magic yarn, using a magic yarn cake, which is where I will go through and tie all of them together, and then I will wind them up on my ball winder, and then it will create a skein of yarn that is like really like random and variegated and scrappy. Then these ones that are too short to be worth tying together, in my opinion, which you still could tie these ones together, I will put in like a too short, you know, separate them out as too short. Then what I do with these ones is I use them to stuff projects and things like that. So, what I usually use them for stuffing is small parts. So, oh wait, I don't want to show you that. I haven't shown you that yet. Yeah, I could show you this, actually, if I can get it. Okay, so I have an acorn right here that I made. And like projects that are really small like this, I will stuff with yarn scraps a lot of times. I just actually find that it's easier to stuff them with yarn scraps, and it's a good use for yarn scraps. You know, recycle, using up all my yarn. I don't like to throw away yarn, but I don't hold it against anybody if you throw away tiny pieces of yarn like that. I know that for a lot of people this is just garbage, and that is totally understandable. But what I was thinking is, in bags of yarn scraps, I have lots of the same color, like say yellow or green or pink or whatever, in various types of yarn. And this is not my only yarn scrap bag. So what I was thinking is you could do themes for these. For example, characters. You could do animals. I thought this would be a really good project for kids too. Especially like say you want to do a project with your kids or your grandkids or whoever, and you've got scrap yarn and you're like, okay, go through here. Like let's pick out what animal you want to do or whatever. Say you want to do a lion. Okay, you're going to want oranges and yellows. Let's dump out the scrap bags and go through and pick out the oranges and yellows. And like each kid could pick out a different animal, different colors of yarn to go with that animal. And then I was thinking, and obviously not just kids, because I'm going to do this too. I'm going to do a Pokemon though for mine instead of an animal. But I was thinking you could just draw a face on the outside of it with a Sharpie. Just a very simplified face. Like if you Google very like simple lion drawing, you could definitely do just like a kind of scribbled mane and a little bit of a face or something. You could come up with something really simple for most things, and you could just Google like simple drawing of whatever, and a very simplified version of it should come up, and then you just draw that on the front in like Sharpie or something. And heck, you could probably even trace it through the bulb if you wanted to go through the effort of doing that, especially if you're using one of these ones that's bigger. If you are using one of these ones, you could definitely slide a piece of paper up in here and trace through the bulb if you're like worried you'll mess it up. But you could draw that on the front and then just fill the ball up with yarn scraps that match whatever it is that you're making. And then like, okay, so using my Pokemon example also, a lot of you know what a Pokeball looks like. You could easily do a Pokeball themed ornament, almost said a Pokeball themed ball, by doing the 2 different colors, you know, doing like the, oh gosh, why am I suddenly like blanking on, I feel like I should have a Pokeball sitting somewhere around me. I know I do, probably. I'm blanking suddenly on whether I think the red is on the top. So white, and then there'll be like a black line with the little white, you know, circle in the middle, and then red on top. You could easily kind of divide your yarn scraps up that way, and then use the Sharpie to kind of add the details of the Pokeball. So I'm going to do an example. I'm not sure what Pokemon I want to do yet. I'm going to go through my yarn scraps and see what I've got. And then figure out what's going to be like a simple Pokemon that I could draw, or maybe even do a Pokeball now that I thought about that. Just to give you guys an example. But I'll also see if I can like do a couple of examples of just basic drawings of animals. I'm only doing the one ball this way. I'm going to actually have like 3 or 4 different ornament crafts I'm planning on doing throughout the rest of the 25 days of Christmas that are all going to be different things you can do with ornaments, and they're all slightly different types of ornaments. So this is my idea for what to do with an ornament that has just a small opening at the top. But I'm gonna go ahead and work on that, and then I will take clips and pictures and include all of that stuff for you guys. Oh, I almost forgot to say, if you use bigger, or if you don't keep such tiny yarn scraps, that's totally fine. If you have just like normal yarn scraps that are like, you know, a little bit more sizable, you could totally use this. Just stick this in there. You'll just have larger pieces of yarn scraps to fill up your ball with. No big deal. Okay, so I don't know if this will be enough, but I'm going to start out with this. You can pick however, like, lenient you want to be or how strict you want to be on the colors. For me, I'm going to do Pikachu, so I went with yellows and golds and mustards. This is not supposed to be in here. This is a piece of variegated yarn that has some darker color, so I'll just trim off that little bit of darker color. But also, something that I found in my little scrap bag that I thought I would point out is if you have little, like, pieces that you've made for things, I don't even know what this was. This was probably, like, a year ago, considering this is my old scrap bag that's completely full. You could also throw those in here, you know? Just have them be part of the scrappy filling. Okay, so leave it to me to overcomplicate it a little bit. I'm trying to draw a Pikachu head with a Santa hat on it. This is how it's looking so far. You're not going to really be able to see it because I drew it in an ultra fine tip. I have like a double-ended Sharpie and it looks not very good. So now I'm going to go over it with the darker, thicker Sharpie and hopefully make it look a little nicer. But in the meantime, while I'm doing this, I figured I would also pop up on the screen some options, like ideas for like animal ornaments, where you could go a little more simple with the faces. Originally, I was not planning on doing this, but I am notorious for doing too much. I swear it's like my crafty tagline is that I don't know when to stop. So to be like, oh, that looks amazing, and then at some point it's like, oh my gosh, I went too far. This never looked amazing, but maybe it would have if I hadn't, you know, decided to overcomplicate it. So I'm just going over it in a darker Sharpie. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. I've got a black Sharpie and a red Sharpie. So I'm gonna color in the red parts, which are just like the cheeks and the Santa hat, since I did a Santa hat. But I picked Pikachu because Pikachu is a very simple color scheme. Aw, Caleb is so cute. He just brought me a snack. He brought me some popcorn. He's so sweet. Anyways, this is what it's looking like. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, originally I was just planning on doing its face. I actually wasn't even planning on doing its head. I was just planning on doing like its mouth, its eyes, its cheeks, because Pikachu has a very simple color scheme. It's just yellow, black, and red. Mostly just yellow with like little bits of black, but then, you know, red little blushy cheeks and like a red tongue, because it a lot of times has that open mouth, like happy smile face. So after I'm done drawing this on here, and hopefully I have popped up pictures for you guys to give you some other ideas, because I know not everybody's into Pokemon. But if you are into Pokemon and you wanted to do a Pokemon one, by the way, I think that any of the starter Pokemon, so like especially the base starter Pokemon from like the early gens, like Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle and stuff like that, I think that they all have like generally kind of not too detailed faces that you could draw if you just look up a quick like reference picture of like a simplified face. I'm almost done with the black outline part of this. And I think doing it in the ultra fine tip first definitely is a good way to do it if you have that option. I know not everybody has the Sharpie with both ends, because like I don't normally have the Sharpie with both ends. I just happen to have this one. Probably the last time I needed just a black Sharpie, I probably grabbed a box or a package that had these ones. But I know that if you do like much coloring and stuff with them, you probably just have ultra fine tip Sharpies. And that's a good way to do it, because you can't really draw with anything else on this plastic. Like, it's not like you can do your rough draft with a pencil or something. But here's how it came out. It's still slightly cursed looking, but maybe once the yellow is in there and I get the red on, maybe we'll be looking a little less cursed. If you guys make any of these ornaments with any ideas that you do, definitely send them in. If you guys do not know, and if you do know, I'll remind you anyway, we do a community spotlight here on my channel every Friday, which is where I show off your guys' makes. And that can be anything you've made. It does not have to be crochet. Anything that you've made, you can send in. And if you want to share something that, like, you know, your daughter made or something like that, that's totally cool to share too. No limits on how much you can share. You know, if you made 7 things this week, send me 7 things. And then all you got to do is in the description box of my videos, I have my email. You just go get my email, and then you email me, and you put, interesting. Don't put, interesting. You put community spotlight. It has the subject line, and then in the email you attach your pictures. Make sure you attach your pictures, and let me know what name you would like me to credit you as. So that can be your name, like your real name. It could be just your first name. It could be your first and last name. It could be your YouTube screen name. We've had some people give their Instagram handles or their Facebook handles. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know, and I can let people know what your YouTube channel is. Just like a little shout out, you know. Maybe get you some new Yarny friends over on your neck of the woods. But, and then I will post on Friday, a community spotlight video, and that is like our big bash of the week where like everybody just comes to hang out, watch and see what everybody's been up to, get some inspiration, leave some kind words of encouragement to people, you know, let them know that they're doing a good job. Basically just people who are going to be like-minded, that are going to actually be interested in what you made, because a lot of times in our day-to-day lives, us crafters are kind of unappreciated by the people around us, especially if you don't really have a lot of crafty people around you. So it's really nice to have a place where like this is all crafty people. It's going to be all people who give you, like, that boost, you know, that you're looking for, that you're hoping for. I'm so sorry for sniffing so much, guys, but if I was to pause every time I need to blow my nose, I wouldn't be able to film. So, just hopefully you can ignore it. Here we go. You know what? I'm not mad at that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this top off. So it's got, like, a little, it has like a little metal prong thing. You just pull on it and it kind of pops out of place. And then I guess when I put it back in, I'll probably have to squeeze it and, you know, direct it. And I'm literally just going to shove yarn scraps in through this hole. So this is like a really simple project. That's why I thought of, like kids or, you know, anybody who wants just like a simple, easy little project. I think this would be a really nice one. Just kind of like a low stress project. And even if they needed help with the drawing portion of it, you know, you could still let them go through and pick out the colored yarns. That's like good for hand-eye coordination. And like they feel like they're contributing, you know. So I think it would be really nice. But honestly, I think it'd be really nice for anybody. I mean, I'm clearly over here doing it. I just like had the thought when I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I bet kids would really like that. Resisting the urge to cough right now very strongly. I'm like, I'm almost done. You can hold on 5 more seconds. My body is not listening to me though. It's like, no, I can't. All right. So this is all the yarn scraps I had set out for it, and I think it's perfect. I don't think I need to, like, shove it full. I mean, I could if I wanted to. If I had, like, a whole bunch of yellow I wanted to use up, I totally could fill it more than this. But here's what it's looking like. I know that the ring light is going to give such a bad glare, so I'll definitely take pictures of this so you can see it better without this big, like, blast of light coming right at it. But I will pop those pictures up for you guys. And I hope that you enjoyed, if I can get this back in, I hope that you guys enjoyed our first ornament project. This is definitely going to be the most simplified version, because this is just taking yarn. You don't even have to crochet anything. I love it! I think that came out so cute! And it pays like homage to our love of all things yarny, and these are actually scraps from all these different projects. So technically there's little bits of like all of the things that you've been working on that you've loved, you know? This is so many projects, like pieces of projects in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, if you want to share your ornaments, if you do make one with me, I can share that into Community Spotlight. So go ahead and send those my way. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.